Third time's the charm. Final Feast of Famine catch. The Helicoprion. That's right. Let's see if I can... You know what? Let's draw the Helicoprion. That sounds fun. Helicoprion. You know what? I didn't, like, get any of my, my useful, overlays and stuff. I don't think I need it, is the thing. Like, I know what I'm doing. So... whatever, right? Helicoprion. How big of an image do we have? 120 by 128 is it? Okay. Yeah, I could draw that. I could make that chibi. That'd be fun, right? I think we'd all enjoy making the Helicoprion chibi. Let's start with a splash. Where am I as far as... okay. So around here is what we're looking for. Cool. Although it's in the sand, so maybe it should be deserty. Yeah. You know, let's just make it a circle. Everyone loves just a circle. Heck yeah. Classic. Gotta have them. Very important. Then, of course, you got... the thing is a fish. So probably you're not going to actually see that other eye, so we'll get rid of it. There we go. Heck yeah. I do not understand the design of this fish. I realize it's not something that was made up by Square, but I still don't get it. Maybe you should do some research there, Darcy. No, I don't think I will. Okay. Then you'll forever not know the answer. You're right. Alright. So let's go with that as our base. Good. Wow, that is something right there. Oof. All right. This is a cartoon, so let's actually like spiralize this. Yeah. How many views this video I'm watching has? Got 133 views. Not a ton, so you know, I don't need to feel jealous, but also like kind of a lot. You know, kind of more than I would get probably. Makes me wonder if like non-commentary fishing has a you know, an audience. Maybe. I mean, I'm listening to it literally right now, so I guess it might. Now this, of course, is too high for what we're doing here. That's gonna be mostly like teeth and stuff, I guess. This sucks. Wow. That's awful. I hate this. Ew. I'm gonna change the eye. Great. Alright, it's becoming something. Now it needs to become like a fish-shaped fish. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of screen space to use. So maybe it'll actually floop down underneath of itself. Now it's gonna also be kind of chibi, right? We gotta do it. These fins are pretty cool looking, actually. Okay. Is it kind of like splits, actually? So maybe if I was gonna stylize this, I'd probably stylize them like that. If they literally, during this thing, catch the Helicoprion, I'm pretty sure they can't. I'm pretty sure this doesn't have the right weather. I guess I didn't check, though, did I? It does not show the overlay. It's hard to know what the weather is, so. I cannot be sure. It doesn't look like it's sun-scorched, but I think sun-scorched is a bit less obvious than you would expect. So. What's the tail look like? Oh, that's a cool looking tail. It's kind of vertical, I think. Looks like a vertical tail. Don't most fish have vertical tails? I think that's true, yeah. I don't really think much about real fish, to be honest. Yeah. Legit. Real fish? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, real fish? Oops, it actually accidentally zoomed in a little bit. Let's zoom that out. Alright, what other aspects can I add? A little bit of a fin on the back here, maybe. Yeah, a couple of like weird like fins like this, and maybe one. It's going back. Oh right, yeah, because like this is the middle here. This needs to be. This is not left right. This is back forward. So it should be something like this, actually, right? Is that correct? I actually really enjoy this ambiance. This is actually really nice. Just somebody fishing? Oh, it's nice. It's like way nicer than I would have expected. I'm into this. Add another fin on this side. There we go. And, how about the actual head? The head's, like, very smooth until it comes down to, like, you know. I think I will actually put another spike here, though. Maybe I'll even remove these bits here. Make it just part of the shape. That might look good. I need to make sure I'm running ads. There should have been an automatic set, but, instead of ads, there we go. Beautiful. Alright, cool. Ad time! Cool. Let's get our colors. We're gonna wash out these colors a bit. It's very gray and blue. We're gonna make you of this color. That's showing up well. Ooh, yeah, that's showing up great. Hey, it's Lucky. How you doing? How you doing, Lucky? So good to see you. We're going to be doing some fishing today. It's exciting. Did the video end? The video did end. So there's a YouTube video playing because I wanted some ambiance noise because the game does not play ambiance noise normally. Hi, I'm fine. I guess. Your I guess makes me worry. I'll continue reading what you said though. I'm fine, I guess. And how are you doing? The most amazing person ever. Aw, that is a lot of praise and also surprising. I did not expect to be considered the most amazing person ever by, you know. I mean, there's a subset of people that I think would probably say that, but, like, you know, they're like my family and stuff. Dang, that's so flattering. I'm doing great. What's interesting is that last week I did a fishing string. And I went, dang, that was really fun. When's the next fish I need? When's that gonna be? And it's like, hey, guess what? It's next Tuesday. And I was like, dang, next Tuesday? Next Tuesday at the same time as my stream? What are the odds? So I thought, yeah, sure. If that's the next time I can catch this fish anyway, I might as well stream it. That sounds great. What happened was last night, a little bit of time opened up. So the fish was actually available to catch last night. It was always available. It's not like that changed. I wasn't available last night originally. So I was thinking, okay, you know what? I might as well take the opportunity and try and get this fish. Because it's a rare fish. It's hard to get. I shouldn't squander an opportunity. So I tried to get the fish. And I failed. I failed to get the fish. The fish bit my line and got away. I hooked it, and it was like, nah. I'm not sticking around. So, I actually, I didn't, you know, I didn't get the fish, which means I still have today's window to try and get it. And that means it gets to be on stream, which is very exciting. This is the fish that we're trying to catch, by the way. I don't like it. It scares me. These teeth are just white chompers, yeah. So how about you, Lucky? Imagine it's getting on in the evening. When was the last time you streamed, by the way? I don't think I've missed any of your streams. I just think you haven't been on recently. Is that correct? Or have I been missing streams? I really hope I haven't been. Really hope you get it today. Yeah, well, thank you. I look forward to such a thing. You know, there's that like bad at probability part of most people's brain that says, well, I mean, all the like fails have been used up. Your odds have increased of getting it today, which is not true. That's not how odds work. Unless the game actually was like, well, we're gonna weight the odds every time you fail, and I'm pretty sure it doesn't. But you know, it's fun to convince yourself that that's what that means. We're gonna give it a white eye as well. I thought it looked in pain. You're saying it looks badass. I think it looked... You streamed like 2 weeks ago. I don't remember if I was there or not. 2 weeks. That's too long for me to remember. Let's add a little bit of shading to this. A little bit more gray. That's maybe not dark enough, actually. Ooh, that looks okay. Yeah, let's use that. Very nice. Well, thank you for the good luck. We shall see how it goes. It doesn't start until about 40 minutes from now. So I'm just drawing until then, I think. Not entirely. There's a little bit of prep I gotta do. Fishing in this game, a lot of times you just show up and you cast your line and you hope you have good luck. But sometimes you need to be doing some stuff that takes, resources. Think like mana for a spellcaster in any other kind of game, right? And you can mitigate the chances. You can mitigate how much downtime you have by sort of pre-fishing in the area instead of having to do all of it at the same time, and then sort of stack up resources that you can cash in later. So, we'll be doing that probably in about 20 minutes or so. You stream Sims 4, but I don't know, it's been a while again. I do recall you streaming Sims 4. I'm pretty sure it was like at the same time as I was watching someone else's stream, and so I was lurking. I wasn't really very chatty. But that might have been a different streaming of Sims 4. Hard to say. But yes, I thought it looked in pain, so I decided that it was crying. Gave it a nice big sad eye. How bright do I want the inside of this mouth to be? Let me over all this on here be lit up. But everything else is kind of in shadow. And let's see, any other texture that I know about on this? It's got kind of a splotchy texture, nothing really special that's definitive. Last few days I've been obsessed with Sims 4 because a new pack came out and it's surprisingly fun. Very cool. It's a werewolf pack. Oh, dang, nice. That can't possibly be the first time they had werewolves, is it? Or were they a vampire only game for a long time? I feel like they must have had werewolves. For whatever reason, vampires and werewolves just go hand in hand and you can't do anything about it. Just the way it is. I don't make the rules. If you could make the rules, is that a rule you would make? That's a really important and good question that I don't think I'm going to answer. Very good. Alright, I think that's our friend. There's some, like, messiness going on in here, and I think that's just kind of gonna have to be fine. Everything gets all gummed up over there anyway, so why not have it be a little messy? Works for me. Previous games they had werewolves, but in this pack they had aliens, vampires, mermaids, and spellcasters. Well, there you go. Yeah, Sims is quite something. I've never really simmed, so I don't really know a ton about it, but it's certainly got a lot going on. Good for them. They used to have, like, an occult pack where all of them came in. Where all of them came in, plus more, but for Sims 4, they're releasing everything separately. I see. Different Sims. That makes sense. Yes. All right. Well, we've done our fish. That was the fish goal. And I have plenty more time left. I'm gonna actually run another set of ads so that I don't get interrupted while I'm fishing. Thanks for hanging out, Lucky. If you have to go, I super understand. You know, it's late. See you in a bit. Alright, ads are running. What am I doing for the rest of this? I don't know. Do I just draw me? Maybe I just draw Darcy C. Darcy. I'm back on my feet, healing the world. So this is pretty fun. You should try it and try it if you want. I should try it at some time, probably. But what? Turn on storage sense? Don't ask me about storage sense. Get out of here. Wow, how dare Windows try and be helpful. Alright, what do I draw? Like, that's the Helicoprion. Those teeth really get all messed up, didn't they? They got really janked up. Maybe I should turn this back on. Move it slightly to cover all that stuff. Yeah, that looks better somehow. Cool. Alright. Well, our remaining spot is, we have plenty of space over here to do stuff. Let's map out a little bit of space, I think. What's that look like? Okay, I got a little bit more space than I thought. Cool. A little bit further down. Something like this, maybe? Okay, cool. I have absolutely no space on my PC, especially the C drive, because I'm all my brother, but a little risky. I'm not sure what's risky, but yeah, no, space is a big deal. I have a relatively young computer. I've had it for about a year right now, so it's not absolutely full to the brim yet, which is nice. But I'm sure I'm probably not doing best practices to avoid such a fate. Oh well, that's just the way it is sometimes. I hope I'm not getting too many banging noises. I feel like I have checked my VODs recently and been hearing lots of like banging. Like it like is louder in the mic than I would expect it to, because maybe it needs to be propped up actually. Let me try that. So this mic did come with a little bit of a stand, but the stand seemed like it would take up more space. But maybe that prevents the amount of, like, bangs going through. Maybe that was the intent. And if that is, maybe I should give it a shot. How does this get in here? I feel like it should be this direction. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, alright. This probably sounds super weird. I'm really excited to play this back later. Alright, cool. Will that fit? It doesn't fit is the problem. I need a better spot to put this. What if I do a little bit? Is that allowed? Is a little bit allowed? No, it's either in or it's out. Okay. Hi everybody. Hi everybody. How are you doing? Yeah. I enjoy whispering into a mic. I should do it more often. It's fun. Okay. This is just a surprise for me later to hear how this sounds. I need to actually start the stream proper because it's 6:30 now. The proper start time for the stream. I'm gonna call that fine. Alright, hello everybody. Let's get this fish off my screen and go find a real one. Heck yeah! Alright. It's fishing time. We got 2 hours on the clock. And we only need probably one, but let's find, who knows. Hey, Lucky, if you are there, did you ever hear this like cord smacking against the mic? I'm doing it again right now. Alright, cool. I've stopped doing it now. Alright, we don't need this. Minimize that. I did actually kind of want to like subtle promo the stream, so I will do one little subtle promo before I head off. I need to go to Discord. There it is. Wow! Alright, sweet. That's all I actually wanted to do. And it is time. You can hear the cord hitting it, but I don't know if it's really noticeable if it's not on purpose. That's fair. All right, cool. Thank you for the feedback. I need to turn off these sound effects because I'm going to have real sound effects of my own soon. Thank you for supplying the ambiance, Obake Unko. A YouTube channel with 5 subscribers, and I have no idea how many videos. Look at this fish. Can we talk about how good this fish is? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that fish. That fish is great. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Free-to-Play Fishing with me, Darcy Bits. I guess it's a series now. We're fishing in Final Fantasy XIV. Boom, there's the overlay. And, yeah, we're going to go fishing. So today, we can expect the Helicoprion to be in the neighborhood, which is exciting. We've got our sand leeches, and we're good to go. Now, I actually was doing this fishing a little while ago, as in literally last night. There was another opportunity. What we're looking for is, I'm not exactly sure what weather type, a certain weather type into sun scorch or something like that, whatever it's called. Don't remember the name. So as you can see, we're not in sun scorch yet. This is clear skies. And it's nice in the morning. Now, it's not an all-day fish. I was not paying attention, and I didn't get that hook. Anyway, this is a not all-day fish, and the actual window I don't really know, but mostly it's like daytime. I think it's like not nighttime, basically, is the short version. To do so, to get this fish, let me start over, actually. Hello, and welcome back to Free-to-Play Fishing. I guess this is a series now. We're in Final Fantasy XIV, and we are looking for the Helicoprion. The Helicoprion should be available when certain sky patterns transition into sun scorch, or whatever it's called. I'm not entirely sure. And that will be happening soon, in about half of an hour my time. You really don't need to plan ahead this far in advance, but this is my streaming time, so I wanted to do it anyway. What we need is to use sand leeches. We can see here, sand leech. And try to catch storm riders. Which, of course, need to be able to be mooched into our actual target, the Helicoprion. We can either catch large-sized fish, or we can activate makeshift bait to allow us to not need large-sized fish to be allowed to mooch. This will let us use the Storm Rider as bait for the Helicoprion and catch our prize, hopefully. I actually did this window. There was the availability of the fish is pretty rare, I found. Certainly not as rare as really late game fish that exist, but for my standards, pretty rare. And yet, we got a window last night. Actually, 2 windows a half hour apart. So that was really, really nice. And despite that, I was not able to catch the Helicoprion. I got about 3 bites over those 2 windows, and they all got away. So, just catching the fish isn't enough. You're going to have to be lucky to actually reel it in. To save yourself some time, I've learned. First of all, make sure you have enough bait. I ran out of bait last night. Don't do that. That's a bad idea. In fact, I probably shouldn't be pre-fishing with the bait I need. I should probably switch to a different bait so I can save it for the future. So this is a Storm Rider, large. And we, again, cannot catch the Helicoprion right now. That will be a half hour from now. But, you know, right now I'm just trying to accrue stacks of angler's art by catching large fishes. Or fish, I guess. I might as well mooch because that will let me save on bait. It's a very minor thing, but might as well. So, how can we maximize our chances of catching a Helicoprion? Really just time, right? The more attempts you have, the more likely you are to succeed. And to get extra attempts, you want to save time not reeling in fish that you don't need. Largely, this is me learning from trial and error, in that generally I found that it's not actually that much, or I previously had been acting under the assumption that reeling a fish versus ignoring a bite doesn't really change that much time. And truth of the matter is, you're going to save some time by ignoring the bite. You might as well ignore the bite. What bite do you ignore is the real question. So, we're trying to get the Storm Rider. Storm Riders have 2 bangs, like we're just seeing right now. If you only get 1 pip, 1 exclamation mark, 1 bang, just ignore it. This is what I'm going to be doing today. Previously, I haven't ever bothered doing this, as in the last 2 times last night, and I failed. So let's optimize our time. Let's ignore those bites. That's our first goal. Second goal is if you do catch those bites, make sure that you don't accidentally mooch with the sandfish. 1 bite, the sandfish, can be mooched, but this will never mooch into the fish that we're aiming for. So make sure you know that distinction. If you're not going to bother not reeling in 1 bangs, if you're just going to be like, I'll reel in everything, don't worry about it, you totally can. You'll totally be fine. But make sure you don't mooch off the sandfish. Won't land. We don't want that. Second thing is, when you are mooching off of the Storm Rider, well, make sure that you only bother landing, as you might expect, the actual Helicoprion. So, if you only get 2 bangs, you know that that is not the Helicoprion. That's some other fish that you don't care about. Don't bother. Now, this means you're going to have to be keeping track of, wait, am I mooching right now, or is this a raw cast? Right? Because you do want 2 bangs on your initial cast. So, good to keep those in mind. Again, if you don't want to worry about it, if you rather just cast your line and not worry, then don't, right? Just, and it's no big deal. It's only going to cost you a little bit of time. You'll still have plenty of time to actually do the catch that you need. So, other than that, you're pretty good. So, the Helicoprion, 3 bangs. It is worth pointing out, and I say this from experience, there is one other fish that can have 3 bangs. But it also has a window, and those windows don't always overlap. I have not looked into what the window for the magic carpet is, but you might end up getting a magic carpet when you think you're getting a Helicoprion, just to be aware. I will say, if you do pick up magic carpets, they're totally a good fish to have around because they descent into useful components. I can't remember exactly what they get, but they have more decent results than your average fish. Most fish just turn into sand and water crystals that are basically useless. But hey, most fish also sell for 1 gil, so you might as well descent them. But the actual magic carpet, I can't remember exactly what it turns into. It might turn into sandals, which would be awesome if it does. There's a nice pair of sandals that you can get from desynthesis. I recently went searching for them, and now I'm putting them with all my bathing suits. So I'm not walking around in, some duckies when the rest of myself is in a bathing suit. So that's really nice. I recommend that. Or it might be a different fish that I'm thinking of, and it just turns into, like, I don't know, a lure or something. I don't think so, though. I'm pretty sure it turns into the sandals. There's a few different fish that turn into those sandals. Since we're on the topic, I have derailed at this point. But since we're on the topic of a realm reborn fish that are worth desynthing, there's a few that turn into lures, which is nice. They're lures that are otherwise you would have to get from levy quests, and levy quests are such an annoying way of getting lures. I have discovered. There's a few lures that I'm going to need if I want to fill up my Arem Reborn. I keep calling it a dex, but my fishing log. And I don't have access to those. I can't get them. And you, again, remember, free-to-play fishing right here, right? No access to the market board is the main separation of free-to-play and regular content, which means I can't just go buy a lure that I want from a goldsmith who wants to make one, or someone who has more than they need from levy quests. I instead need to go do the levy quest myself, or become a goldsmith and build it myself. That, of course, has lots of issues, including sourcing the ingredients I would need to smith the thing in the first place, right? I probably wouldn't need to become just a goldsmith. I'd also need to become a miner, maybe even a botanist, right? Like, a lot of stuff going on there. Not worth my time. But that's the way that is. Regardless, the levy quests, there's a few levy quests that will drop what you want. And by drop, what I mean is, when you choose them, when you accept the levy quest, it'll tell you what the rewards are going to be. They're not randomized upon completion. But the best way I've found, and like, if there's a better way, please tell me. The best way I've found to like re-roll the quests for different drops is, that was a mistake. I used the wrong hook set there. The best way to re-roll the quests is to complete a quest, because generally speaking, they will offer you 2 quests. If you complete one, they will replace that one with a new quest, and that one might have the bait you need. Wow! Wouldn't that be great if it did? So, that works, but it just means it's a lot of fish. And I like fishing, but it's a lot of fish, and they're different fish too, right? So you can't just get, 30 of one fish. You have to, like, make sure you're catching, 10 of 3 different types of fish, for example. It's a big deal. So, grinding levy quests, do not like it. Feels weirdly more RNG than fishing is proper. Don't know how that one works. So, if you want to pick up the fish that descent into lures, I recommend it. But there's going to be some more levy quests that you probably are going to need to do anyway if you want to get a complete fishing dex. The other interesting things to descent are there are some bathing suits. There are 2 bathing suit sets that you can get from fish. Weirdly, there is sort of 4 because they are actually there's gendered versions of the bathing suits. I don't know why they decided to do that instead of just not doing that. That seems weird to me. They could have just had them look different on the different models, but whatever. They decided to make 2 distinct gendered sets, which means you might desynthesize a fish. That's how the way you do it. You desynth them into a pair of pants, and realize that it's not a pants for the wrong gender. And that's stupid and bad, and I don't like it, but that's the way it is. I have multiple bathing suit trunks for men, which I cannot wear. But yeah, there's 2 sets. There's the Sea Breeze set, which is this like blue set. You might expect it to be what do you call that? You might expect that it is dyeable, but for some reason they're not. They just have a pattern and you can't change it. So that's why the like red swimsuit and the blue swimsuit are relevantly different objects, because you can't dye them. I think that's kind of a silly choice, but that's what they did. But yeah, there's a red and a blue swimsuit that you can get from fishing. Pretty good. So now you've noticed that I've stopped. This is the part where we wait, I think, unfortunately. The question is, do I want to just keep fishing anyway for the fun of it? I don't know. Maybe I'll pull out the old tablet and start drawing again, because there's a good 16 minutes we're just going to be waiting here.
That's a little disappointing. I kind of didn't think about that. I was like, yeah, I'll show up early. I'll do some early fishing. I'll get my 10 stacks. And that's what I've done. I have 10 stacks of Angler's Art, which I can cash in for makeshift bait. Makeshift bait allowing me to not need large-sized fish to successfully catch my quarry. But also, you can wait until the time, the window, we call them windows, for the Helicoprion opens with a fish. This is a sandfish. I just realized I have a sandfish on my line. This is what I was talking about earlier. Don't fall into that trap. So, that's actually perfect. I can throw that back in. I will talk about what I was saying before, though. If I catch a large Storm Rider, and I'm not going to bother spending my GP on this, just if I naturally happen to catch a large one. Remember, the GP, I can spend it on patience to increase my chances of getting large, but you always can get large on their own. If I can catch a large Sand Rider, I can hold that fish on my line indefinitely, and it will count, and I can still mooch with it once the window opens. And that supposedly works. I'm sure that there's people who have actually done the research and can provably say that it counts. I have not, but I'm working upon their words, and they seem to know what they're talking about. So, yeah, I don't have to worry about filling airtime anymore. When I do catch a Storm Rider that is large, I will hold it on the line because it is the most efficient thing to do. You should do it. It might only save you a couple casts, but, like, do it, right? Like, why not? It's a very easy thing to do. Antlions, like, so you can see there's a lot of stuff in here. A lot of stuff in here that you don't care about. Some places are a bit more consistent. Like the last one that I did, right? The, Endocerus, I believe it was. The bait I was using was always going to catch the fish I needed to mooch. Every single time. The question was, is it mooching into the right target, right? Is it mooching into the right thing? There's a very low chance that I actually catch the fish I wanted off the mooch. But I never had to worry about if I was going to get the mooching opportunity in the first place. Here, there's a good chance I'm just gonna, you know, I see two bangs, and what do we see? A sand bream. Or we see the antlion slug, or whatever, right? Like, there's just... This is the best bait that we have to try and catch Storm Riders, and it's not enough, right? It's not a 100% chance. So, you know, that's just the way it is. What you gonna do? I'll tell you what you're gonna do. You're gonna sit back, you're gonna relax, you're gonna still try and be quick on the cast, you know? That's where you're gonna lose time, is reading the screen, making sure everything's correct, and then hitting cast. Just hit cast. Just hit cast, you know? Now, I do wonder if I should be setting up macros. People say all the time that macros, despite it being a mechanic that is not introduced in the game even a little bit, right? Nobody in the game is like, hey, you know what? Meta information, there are macros. And there's like a ton of little pop-up tutorials. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's one of those pop-up tutorials that talks about macros and I just missed it. But people talk about macros being a big deal. And I don't even know where to start. But cool. I think it's interesting that that's an option. Fishing, though, and I'm talking about the rest of the game. Fishing, I have a few ideas of how I can make macros work, right? I could set up a macro that says, instead of the patience button, I can just remove patience from my hotbar and instead have a macro that says, use patience, then cast, right? As soon as patience is done, cast your line. And that would be great, you know? That would be a great macro. It just would save me a click. So little things like that. I think largely you're not going to be able to macro, like, you know, you don't know how long it's going to be until you need to reel in. So you can't macro reeling. You can't be like, as soon as there's an opportunity to reel immediately. You know, That's not a thing you can macro. And you wouldn't want to. I mean, you would want to if you could. I would be upset if you could do something like that, because I feel like that would defeat a lot of the fun of the game. But, you know, you still would. You wouldn't say no to the benefit. It's funny how that works. Alright, I'm going to actually use patience. Increase my odds of getting the fish we're looking for. Or a large fish, I should say. Since I'm maxed out on energy anyway, why not? And right here, I'm actually saving GP because I'm using... there's a Storm Rider. We're going to hold that until the window opens. Now, until the window opens, there's a few more things we can do. You heard the sound cut out right there, because I am going to do a little bit of third-party software stuff. Very important. Learn your third-party tools. They're really good. Right now, I'm opening up Tradecraft. I didn't use Tradecraft for a really long time. I didn't think it was necessary for the level of fishing I was doing. But a little while ago, I decided I want to get all of the A Realm Reborn fish. I think that would be fun. I want to do it. To that effect, I realized I would like a list that just says the fish that I care about and if they're open or not. So I can just sign into the game and go, okay, Tradecraft, tell me if a fish is available. And it'll be like, there's a fish here, it'll be available for the next 10 minutes. And I can go, cool, I'll head off in that direction. And it made for some really fun, just like casual playing of the game. There's a lot of interesting things actually available right now. Yeah. Huh. Cool. So the Helicoprion is not available for 9 minutes, according to this. Cool. What I have noticed is that there is another fish available quite nearby. Oh, but it requires a bait I don't have. Again, there's a lure I don't have, can't do it. Anything else in the area, though? Olgoy Korkoi is in 9 minutes, so it's gonna overlap with the window we're looking for. Nope. So we are fine. We're going to keep an eye on the Helicoprion. Oh, wait a minute. It says we're going... I will double check that. Oh, wait, again. Yeah. Never mind. Sorry, don't listen to me. Don't know what I'm talking about. The question I have for myself is... Do I just want to, I need to pin this so it's on top of level. Okay. Do I just want to, like, head out? Do I just want to, like, go to the washroom? I got 9 minutes here. I could just go to the washroom. I think I will. So, get ready for a nice chair stream, everybody. I hear everyone loves a good chair stream. So, that's fun. I can't really mute this very well. I will mute it, but it will take me a second. Alright, bye-bye. Maybe I'll run ads too. Hello, I have returned. How are we all doing? I don't have my overlay on. There it goes, back and pinned to the front. Yeah, now we're talking. Alright. I did just realize I can't read chat as well as I'd like. That's a bit of a disappointment. Let me see if I can fix that. There we go. So the question is no one else gonna try and get this fish today? Last night, I was getting this fish, and there were there's 3 other people here with me. I wonder if they all ended up getting it. I'm pretty sure one got it, because they left before the window ended, but maybe they just had to go do something, who knows, who's to say. The thing is, there was 2 back-to-back windows, and I decided to move. I decided to go do it way back there. There's like another little spot that you can fish. And I decided that that would be, you know, I'd change it up a bit. I'd see what that's like over there. And so I didn't see anybody. And after the window ended, I ran back over to this side of the desert. And none of those fishers were here. So I wonder if they ended up getting it and leaving. It's possible. Very, very possible. Well, we're a minute out from the Helicoprion's opening, you know. Well, we're about a minute out from the Helicoprion appearing in these waters, if you will. At such a time, we have a previously mooched fish ready to go. I should just double check that I'm actually holding the correct type of fish. I'd be really embarrassed if it turns out that I was holding a sandfish. No, I'm holding a storm rider. So we can mooch with the storm rider, use it as bait for the Helicoprion. The odds tell us that no, in fact, you will fail to catch the Helicoprion with this bait. You will instead probably catch something different. And even if you do hook the Helicoprion, it's pretty good at, you know, shaking loose. It's gonna get away. So, whew, wish me luck, really, is what it comes down to. I do wonder if I could increase my gathering some more and be able to do this. I mean, it would be difficult for me to increase my gathering any further. I'm sitting at 422, which is not very high. You might be like, whoa, that's low. And it's low for, you know, a level 90, you know, Endwalker fisher. But I am not a level 90 Endwalker fisher. Alright. The window has opened. We've cast our first mooched Storm Rider into the Sigoli Desert. If we see 2 bangs, it's not the fish we're looking for. If we see 3 bangs, well, I didn't check to see if Magic Carpet's available or not, so a little bit unsure. Might be a Magic Carpet. But that seems like a Helicoprion, if you ask me. I forgot to activate my makeshift bait. After all of that, wow, first cast, we catch the Helicoprion, but we don't reel it in. So, I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign. Okay, so we're pulling in. Hopefully we see a Storm Rider. If we do, we throw it back. If we don't, we recast. That's a Storm Rider. Mooch that. Try and save as much time as possible by getting the mooch as fast as we can. There's nothing we can catch here on 2 bangs that allows us to mooch without being the Storm Rider. That's not relevant. In fact, I probably should have ignored those bites, because this reel animation, you can see, kind of goes on for a while. So that is something I need to be better about, ignoring those bites. They're not worthwhile. Don't do it. Whew. Yeah. So, we know that if we have 2 bangs like this, we can hit our mooch button as soon as it's caught, with no worry that we're accidentally going to mooch the wrong thing, right? I'm not going to accidentally mooch with a sandfish and then have to cancel my cast, because sandfish only bite with 1 bang. Some people call them tugs, I guess. It's weird. I think I'm not going to call it that. Anyway, if it shows you 1 bang, ignore it. If it shows you 2 bangs, then it's not guaranteed to be a Storm Rider, but you can mash on that mooch button without it wasting you any time, is what I meant. 3 again. Okay, we're having some good luck. I'm not succeeding, but that's twice. That's 2 bites already. That's, I mean, I'm pretty sure last time I got 3 bites, and they all got away. But that was over the course of quite a long time. I should have ignored that. Whereas, yeah. Looks like we have, so Helicoprion is going to be available for 9 minutes. No, about 8 minutes from now on. which is a smaller window than I was hoping to find. Last night there was like a good, I don't know, 12, 15 minute window. It was really nice, but obviously I didn't catch it. So, yep, Storm Rider, boom. Don't waste any time, get that back in the water. Love to see it. I'm just like kind of tense at this point. Like, the thing is, like, there's nothing you can do to stop it from getting away, you know? You can increase your, you can increase... Okay, so I actually needed to activate my makeshift bait again. I'm going to actually use Patience instead. Accrue some stacks while I have the time. And, in this regard, I probably will... Nah, I won't bother. So, I have to make sure I'm using the correct hook sets now that I have my Patience activated. That's important. That pulls in. We want to then... Nope, it's not a Storm Rider. Fine. Throw it back. Yeah, so... I am choosing to alternate between using makeshift bait and patience, because what happens most of the time is you will throw back you'll use your makeshift bait and you'll use your makeshift bait, and then you have no stacks, and so you use your patience to try and get some angler's art back, and okay, cool, you got a couple, but you didn't get like many, so you have to use it again, and at that point you don't really have much patience left anymore, like GP left to actually use it. It's a whole thing. So here I'm sitting at 7. I should definitely cancel this and use makeshift bait. All right, we're back in it. We got 6 minutes for the Helicoprion. I've already had 2 bites and they both failed. I do wonder if I increase my gathering. I'm pretty sure that increases the chance of it actually landing instead of getting away. I'm not 100% sure on how that works, but that's what I've been led to believe. I'm not even sure what the minimum requirement for the Helicoprion is. That's something I should probably mention, right? If you're going for this, there's a, you have to actually have high enough gathering, or it just won't ever not get away, right? And I'm not sure what the minimum is. What's nice is the game will actually tell you, hey, the fish gets away, your gathering is insufficient to land this, right? So you're never going to have to be wondering, do I have enough gathering? Is that why it's always getting away, right? This Helicoprion getting away, that does not mean I don't have high enough gathering. It just, maybe I could stand to have some more gathering, which I have no idea. I have no idea if it affects that or if it's just about minimums. No clue. You'll notice that this actually is the mooched Sand Rider, so I really shouldn't have bothered. That wasn't worth reeling in. Arguably, it is worth getting every fish, depending on how much it saves you. You might be better off reeling in a fish just because getting more stacks of Angler's Art is a big deal. So it might be worth pulling something back, especially if you have patience up, right? Probably when I had my patience activated, I should have reeled in some of those one bangs. Even though I wasn't going to be able to mooch off of them, they would still have been able to get me a stack of Angler's Art, and that would have been worthwhile. Again, I keep forgetting whether or not I have mooched or not, so I just reel in anything with 2 bangs, and I really should be waiting on those and not reeling them in. Alright, that's 2. Let's see if that's our Storm Rider. That's not a Storm Rider, and we are out of stuff. Let us activate Patience. And we have a good 3 minutes to catch this thing. Scary stuff. Scary stuff. Really hoping I can do this, like... Okay, that's my Storm Rider. Good. If it's a long bite, odds are it's going to be our friend. So far, it could still be a 2-bang, which it was. Alright, I'm going to ignore that. Maybe I shouldn't have because it would have still been a large fish. Probably was a misplay there. But, depending on how long it takes to reel in, I'm better off just getting the last cast because I only have a few seconds left of patience anyway. So, debatable what to do there. And we're running out of time, so it's good to be using as much as we can. Was the sand bream? The sand bream wasn't even large, which means I don't have enough stacks of angler's art to use makeshift bait. I did not mean... Yeah, okay, that's fine. Fun fact, you can put a light at the end of your fishing rod. It doesn't really do anything, but it's a thing you can do. Right, here it is. I don't know why they decided to put that in the game, but they did. And it's cool sometimes. Sometimes it's cool. I just thought it was worth mentioning. That's all. Is that a Storm Rider? It's a Storm Rider. Go. We have a minute 45 left. We've had 2 bites. They both got away. We still have patience up, so don't forget to actually use your hook set. This is a powerful hook set fish. For the longest time, I thought that all fish... Okay, I shouldn't have done that. For the longest time, I thought that anything with 1 bang was precision, and anything with 2 or 3 is powerful. But that's not actually the case. Anything with 1 bang is precision. Anything with 2 bangs is powerful. And then 3 bangs depends. You use a precision hook set for things that are predominantly small, and a powerful hook set for things that are predominantly large. Every fish that has 3 bangs basically has its own, its own one that it prefers, and that is the rule of thumb you can go off of. Is the size, but some of them are just like tiny little ferocious guys, and that's fine. But not what we're going for. I think that's fun. Just the idea that there's this tiny little fish that has a ferocious bite, but since it's a tiny little fish, you got to make sure you're using. I am running out of time. I have to ignore that. I've been reeling them in when I shouldn't be. Okay, so we have about 10 seconds left for this, right? So I need to hook this, reel it in, and mooch it before that time runs out. And, of course, it even has to be the right fish, so I don't think we're making it. And here we go. Yep, it hit 8. It's not enough. Even if this is moochable, which it was, if I was able to reel that in, 3 seconds sooner, this cast, because as soon as you cast, it determines what fish has bitten, right? It still takes some time. That's how you can be like, oh, it took 30 seconds to bite. It must be the big fish we're looking for, or whatever. But yeah. So, Helicoprion was a bust. The next time Helicoprion will appear is in about 11 hours. So, what does that mean? I guess about tomorrow morning, I guess. Yeah, tomorrow morning. Yeah. I might go for it. It's nice to wake up early anyway, right? But we have plenty of stream left. So, and I've got this makeshift, these stacks of angler's art. So we're actually going to head over to the other side of the desert, where there is an Helicoprion that still is open. You might recall I mentioned that the Helicoprion, I don't know how it's pronounced, was spawning at the same time as our good friend the Helicoprion. 100% true, but its window is longer apparently. Basically what we're seeing here is that heat waves was required for the Helicoprion. It's more complicated than that, but that's what I'm going to say right now. But it also has the timing window of not at night, right? It's like 8 in the morning to 8 p.m., but like not during the nighttime, something like that. So the Helicoprion that we're going for here doesn't have such qualms. So this is a fish that you can't really do anything with. Most fish exist purely for you to go, I caught that. That's the point. That's the point of the fish. That's all it does. And that's fine. I'm okay with that. But it is an interesting part. So, if you're wondering why I want this, it's just because I don't have it yet. This plot, everything's here except the Helicoprion. So, there you go. I should probably do that, actually. So, I was discussing earlier in the stream about should I reel in fish that don't matter, right? Should I bother? And the answer is no, you shouldn't generally. But if you have patience activated, I'm thinking maybe you should, because the large fish is worth the time. Probably. But what I'm considering now is what you should actually do is you should reel in not using your precision hook set. You should use a regular hook, and that will let you do a couple things. One, it will save you the GP. And two, if it fails, failing is about the same amount of time as putting away your rod, right? Ignoring and failing take about the same amount of time. So that's my new theory that I've developed right here on stream. Oh, this game's so pretty. That's our friend. That's a friend, baby. I mean, I hope. It might just be another big fish. I have no idea. What do we get? That's a caravan eel. That is not our friend. Well, that's a little disappointing. Yeah. We didn't get any large bites for the Helicoprion. Well, I mean, presumably, right? We did get the we got a few large bites and they all got away, and we assumed they were the Helicoprion. But I'm pretty sure that they were not, how do I put that? I don't think that the magic carpet was available during that window. If they did, and if they were magic carpets, I think that they would have succeeded. The odds of actually reeling in are pretty low on that. I think probably before the next time I go over Helicoprion, I might look into if I can boost my gathering and if it's worth boosting my gathering. If it is, that's cool. I'd be interested in that. That would be fun. But other than just melding materia, I don't really have a good way. Don't really have a good way of increasing my gathering. Getting as high as I have took a very long time. And by that I mean, I don't even know how one would get as much gathering as me without going into Heavensward. And again, we're in a Realm Reborn content right now. I just dipped my toes into Heavensward to buy some gear. And then I ran back to the mainland. Alright. If this is our friend, the Storm Cutter. So I didn't even talk about the Helicoprion. It's exactly the same, actually. Helicoprion requires you to use a sand leech to try and get yourself a storm rider, then mooch that storm rider into the prize. So, same idea, same thing. Nothing special going on with regards to that. And a lot of the same fish are available over here, right? It's the same desert, it's just the other side of the desert. Like, it's The Helicoprion lives over here, and the Oligoikokoi lives over here, and, you know, most of the other fish are in both places, though. It's the specific fish. I think they're not technically unique. Oh, I messed up. I hit the wrong button. That was my bad. Hit a wrong button. What you gonna do? That reminds me, though. If I ignore a bang, what if I try and move? I'm gonna try that. Interesting. I think that was faster. That's faster than ignoring it. I'm gonna have to try that in the future. Yeah. Yeah, trying to move actually canceled my my cast in the middle of the bangs. Whereas ignoring it, the bangs would have to go away, and then I would need to put away my rod. Okay. Okay, so there is I've certainly heard people talking about, like, how to do such things as, you know, cancel the fish you don't care about and stuff like that. But they don't really go into detail all the time, and I was not sure. I thought you just had to ignore. Actually being able to cancel it faster than ignoring it is a big deal, and I'm going to definitely remember that moving forward. When time is of the essence, as it were. So, this actually does bring us pretty close to the end of the stream. We got about 4 minutes left, and, you know, there's about 4 minutes left in the Oligoikokoi's window, so I'm just going to keep at it, because why not? But, yeah. A lot to be said for what's going on over here. I want to look more into gathering and seeing if that stat actually affects things or if it's really just about getting those minimums. I would like to... I feel like there was something else I was going to say there. No idea. Completely lost my train of thought. So. Maybe set up some macros. Stuff like that. Could be good. Could be good. Yeah. But it is a lovely night. I'll say that much. It's a lovely night. But before I was saying sun scorch, it's heat waves. It's called heat waves. This might be it. It's a long bite. Didn't fail. Would have canceled by now if it failed. Or if it got away, I should say. Olgoikorkoi. We did it. Now you know how it's spelled if you were wondering. Well, that guy knows what's up. They understand. Alright, so let us take a look at our good new friend, the Oligoikorkoi. Of those who claim to have seen the king Oligoikorkoi swimming through the endless desert sands, nearly all are known for their love of the red. I assume they mean red wine? Nearly all are known for their love of the red. Is that what you're saying? Are you saying that, like, they're drunk? Because, like, literally I have it in my hands. It's 92 ilms long. This massive thing that I pulled out of the water. Yeah. You can see there's a magic carpet here. This is from last night. Maybe I'll do some desynthing and see what I'm talking about. I'm sure it's gonna yell at me. Oh no, it canceled. Nice. Nope. So Oligoikorkoi, you can see I was like, oh cool, you got the thing. Yay, good job you. You know, the thing's full now. Isn't that great? I am just gonna desynthesize it though. I'm gonna turn it into sand. What? Desynthesize unique untradeable item. Oh, interesting. It gave me a warning. It was like, are you sure you want to do that? Well, that's nice of it to say such things. It's unique and untradeable and has no purposes. That's amazing. The only thing you can do with it is to print it on extra large canvas. Otherwise, does literally nothing. I'm going to double check. I'm going to double check that it does literally nothing. So I'm going to go to a site I quite like, Gamer Escape. And I'm just going to actually type in the word Gamer Escape and then space, and I'm going to say Lagoi, because the search engine is not that great. It's better just to go directly through Google. So, uses. You can trade it to Talon for super tools. Interesting. Talon's Seal of Fishing. I did not know that. Well, thank you, game, for recommending that I do not. Huh. The game was good enough to suggest that I probably didn't want to desynthesize. Isn't that nice of it? That's lovely. Well, that happened. Dang, I'm cool. Anyway, let's go take a look at that. So this is something I have not engaged with basically at all. In Kurthus, not in Kurthus, in Mordona, there's a place where you can sort of go on quests, I guess, to get items that you can trade in for a special resource that you can then expend for better things. And I think this is the way you're kind of like supposed to get higher gear. Gear that is usable for such things. Sorry, I said such things. What did I mean by that? Oh, for getting my gathering higher, like I was talking about earlier. So, well, I'll take a look. There's a new blue quest here. That didn't used to be there. No longer a collectible. I'll have to talk to you. In a moment, of course. It's a Hellsguard woman. That's cool. You don't see that many Hellsguard, honestly. My first character was a Hellsguard. So, I have a penchant for them. Hello! I am here to look for, Super Tools? Super Tools of the land. Guiding Star thinks you're good enough. I think he's right. I hope he's right. Or we'll all be going on sorry or something. So, these things require Talon Seals. So, if I get a Mastercraft Demo Materia, a Halcyon Rod, and a Talon Seal of Fishing, I can get the Halcyon Rod Supra. And the Halcyon Rod Supra is, well, it's certainly not as good as my level 60 rod that I just bought from the vendor that lives, you know, a couple islands over. So, no thank you. I will not bother. Unless I can use a Halcyon Rod Supra for something relevant. Maybe. Maybe that's a thing. I don't know. But yeah, Elgoi Kokoi. I can trade for a Seal of Fishing. I would just need Fieldcraft Demi Materia 3. I have literally no idea what Demi Materia is. And I'm not saying, oh, please tell me. What I'm saying is, like, this part of the game, they really didn't do a lot of explaining. And I don't understand why. It surprises me how little they thought to explain this portion of the game. Silver Sovereign. If you get 5 Silver Sovereigns, you can get a stuffed artichoke. If that was like a plush, like a stuffed artichoke, like it's plush, I would be into that. But just being a meal, like, who cares? It's just meal. Although that does interest me. Maybe it would be worth investing in some gathering boosting food. I don't actually know how relevant increasing my gathering is above the minimum to catch my quarry. But since I have been having issues, I've hooked it 5 times now with it getting away. There's a decent chance that if I just ate something that boosted my gathering, that might be worth doing, you know? This item says it boosts your gathering by 6% to a max of plus 19. That doesn't sound like a lot, but if the game has an item that does that, maybe that's relevant. Maybe 15, or 19 in this case, is all the difference. I really don't know. I really don't know. Oh, glacier crystals. A better crowned pie. Well, maybe I'll buy one of those. I do happen to have 19 glacial crystals. I don't know where I got them from, but I certainly have them. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually were dropped from Desynth, because again, you do get like ice crystals from Desynth. So it's possible. I'm not entirely sure, but maybe. Oh, is this the one I was just looking at? Yeah, it is. Sorry. I assumed that I looked at miscellany first, but I guess I did not. Look at this stuff. Do you want to sell some duck broth for some bones? What the heck is this? Ah, this is where you get demi-materia. Reinforced spruce plywood. A balanced hook. Reinforced dark steel wire. A calibrated rose gold cog. Water-hardened hippogriff strap. Intricate silver brocade. Concentrated spirits of salt. Rich tomato relish. I don't know why that's a thing, but apparently it is. This place is, like, kind of a mess. Can we all agree that, like, the formatting and the, like, structure of this exchange is a mess? Let's go talk to this person over here who has a quest for me. Liderolona. Liderolona has a proposition for one as accomplished as you. Ethereal reduction. Break down an item into its ethereal components. Interesting. Huh. Tell me about it. If I may, miss, you are an accomplished fisher, are you not? Perchance you are familiar with ethereal reduction. I'm not! Please tell me, Liderolona. Also, I appreciate you acknowledging that I am an accomplished fisher. Most people talk about how I've slain gods and stuff, and I really don't care much about that. Simply put, it allows one to break down an item into its base ethereal components, or something to that effect. The process is admittedly difficult for a layman to explain. Kokosamu, a disciple of Master Mutamix, would surely be glad to tell you more. Why did I need to talk to you? So many quests are like someone just sort of musing about something to themselves and being like, oh, do you want to know more about that? You should go talk to this guy. And it's like, why is it not that going to Mutamix, or going to, more accurately, Samu, why doesn't that just have the, like... Is this somebody's chocobo? Nice. Nice. That's a pretty chocobo. I just think that's weird. Like, maybe they think it's more likely I'm going to be in the neighborhood of this person, and therefore, like, I'm more likely to see the quest. And I guess there's something to be said for that, but why not have, like, multiple start points for a quest? You know, like, if you talk to this person first, they'll direct you to the other person. If you talk to this person first, they'll just tell you the thing. It's weird to be like, oh, I was talking to Yokosuka the other day, and they didn't bring up ethereal reduction, and then I talked to you, who's just some random person that I have no reason to listen to at all. I don't know you, and you didn't introduce yourself. And now I'm gonna go talk to Yakusamu. Like, it's very odd. It's very odd. Can we all agree that that's odd? Because it is. Alright, Goku-Samu. What up? Back to trade tongue flaps about shifty making or transmutation or whatever? No? Hi, I have a letter. This is a handwritten message from Lidalona. Okay, so I have a reason at least. Requesting that Goku-Samu share with you his knowledge of ethereal reduction. Why did somebody handwrite me a letter of introduction? I think they might have ulterior motives. A letter? Get rid of that. If you want to know about ethereal reduction, all you had to do was ask. So, why couldn't I have asked earlier? This is silly. As the name suggests, it's a method of reducing items to a more primordial state. As it were, crystals for the most part. I can already desynthesize them. Is this like desynthesis without needing to be a culinarian or something? Because that's relevant. Different items can be desynthesized by different disciples of the hand. In the case of fish, you need to be a culinarian. And I spent a long time learning to be a culinarian just so I could desynthesize fish. I did not care much for it. I think it's really awkward grind, personally. Anyway, this just sounds like desynthesis so far. Now, before you go thinking you can rid yourself of all your worthless shite in this fashion, think again. Only items with a certain, how should I put this, collectability. Only rare items valued as collectibles seem to be suited for this purpose, so it's hardly an easy decision to make. In any case, why not give it a go? You never know what you'll get unless you try. I mean, I could probably look it up, but thanks. So wait. I was taught how to do it by you telling me to just try and do it? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't track. You can now use the general action, ethereal reduction, and by doing so, break down unwanted collectibles into their base ethereal components, such as crystals. In addition to crystals, reduced collectibles may yield rare materials at random. Please be warned that this process is irreversible, and collectibles will be permanently lost. Wow! Can I do that to Olgol Kaloi? Desynthesis. Now, it's possible that when they say collectible, what they mean is literally the classification collectible, which I believe, if I recall correctly, is when fishing, you can choose to use a collectible. There's like a state you can turn on where everything you catch will be a collectible instead of a normal item, and it behaves differently for some reason. If that is the case, that is interesting. Break down an item to its ethereal components. Oh, cool. Great. And yeah, collectability is like it has a collectability rating. Okay, so until I learn how to turn regular items into collectibles, it doesn't matter how rare and cool my item is. It's just not something I can do. And I'm pretty sure you can only do that at time of catching. I've heard people discuss this in Discord servers. Regardless, despite oh, hello. Look at that person on that fish. Some kind of genius would use a giant shark as a mount. Love to. This joke's not going anywhere. I've been Darcy Bits. You can call me the free-to-play fisher. Boom. I gotta figure out an outro, because I like the idea of doing fishing content, and maybe more fishing content for other games, too. The idea of free-to-play fisher as, like, a tagline just feels really fun to me, and I'd love to lean into it. It just sounds fun. Anyway, I've been Darcy Bits. Disappointing we didn't catch the Helicoprion. I don't know if I'll be able to use this as, like, a informative video on my YouTube or not. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. Have a good night, everyone. I'll catch you next time.